This is the Simpit. I'm your host, Sean Cole, but the real star of today's show really are the Simpit patron team. This is the group, the guys who help support the show, allow us to stay in business, allow us to do more, allow us to get the hardware we need to do our job. So I am so grateful to the patron group for that, and it really helps the Simpit out a lot. And there are a few things I do to try to show my appreciation to this group of guys, people. And one of them is, in fact, our monthly patron race. Now, we're still making up for some races, so we're actually going to do 2 this month. But here we are at Oran Park in the Mazda MX-5, which we did a practice race last week, and it was intense, and it was super fun. It is a really great car-track combo. If you're watching this, I highly recommend going out for some laps at Oran Park in the MX-5. And it is, again, very fun. You're going to see a lot of different fast guys out here. Looking at the leaderboard, so right now we're 10 minutes away from qualifying. I have not brought on, I believe, let me double check myself. I believe, yeah, right now we do not have any sound. So you're not hearing the cars and you're not hearing the conversation going on with the guys. So, for the most part here on YouTube, I've put my personal racing at Simpit Live, and this is one of the rare live streaming race events that you're actually going to see on the Simpit channel. The other thing is that we've stopped having the audio of all of the drivers during the streams, but this, again, is going to be one of these rare moments. So, not only are these guys racing for a very prestigious race, but they're also racing for the Simpit Patron Trophy. So it's a trophy I design, I build, and I send to each winner each month. So there is a lot of prestige and even a prize trophy on the line. And if that isn't enough pressure for any one given race, in addition to that, they are subjected to my broadcast. So right now, they don't hear me. Just you hear me. But in a moment, as soon as qualifying is over, actually, I'm going to jump in on practice and say hello. And then I'll go radio silent during qualifying. But we will hear what they're saying. They might yell, scream, shout, laugh, cry. Who knows what we might hear on the stream. Hopefully, it'll be a great race. Hopefully, we'll be entertained by not only the conversation, but the driving talent. And hopefully, we'll have a good race for the trophy. In addition, on this week's coming pit stop, I will do a drawing for a t-shirt, a Simpit t-shirt that will go to one of our patron team as well. But today it's all about racing, and like I said, they're going to be subjected to hearing the broadcast. So if they're in a race for position, if they're in a battle, they're going to have to hear me calling the action while they try to perform the commercials. Now, the one caveat to that is not everybody is forced to be in chat. That is an option. They have everybody, and it looks like at least 3/4 of our field are in chat. They have elected to be subject to this as well. Hey, Dom, how you doing? Hey, Dan, how you doing? This is going to be a great race. This is going to be a great race. I ran in the practice race and had a really, really fun time. It was a great race. Again, this is one of those car track. It's almost like they built the car for the track, or they built the track for the car. So with 51 minutes of 1 hour in practice, again, they've known the track combo, so they could have all prepared. Let's go ahead and look through the grid real quick, and then I'll jump in and say hello to the guys. So leading the way right now in the time charts is Anthony Morano Jr. in that all-familiar black and orange paint scheme with a 1:16.283. He did win the practice race, I will point out. David Payne moving up into second spot with a 1:16.626, looking very strong today. Phil Scrutton in third with a 1:16.641. Tom Dudek in fourth. Let's go ahead and David's on pit lane. Maybe we can change our camera. I'll tell you what, we can go back a lap or two and see what David looks like out on track. And there we go. Let's go back to camera 1 and get a shot of David Payne, currently running P2 in practice. There he is in the Ubisoft Toronto number 73 Mazda. In third is Phil Scrutton. Let's go back a lap or two and get a shot of Phil. Phil currently running in third spot with a 1:16.641. You can see Anthony Morano Jr. right behind him there in that black and orange car as I bring down the results page. Oh, and there's David Payne right behind him. So there are your top 3 out in practice a little while ago. This is a replay that we're looking at. But the top 3 running all together at one point in time there under practice. Tom Dudek currently running P4 in that all-sport black and green Mazda number 11. And Brian Ostrike, always running that kind of light blue and purple color in the number 24 Mazda with Simpit. Thank you, Brian. Simpit logos on Brian's car. So that takes you through the top 5. I think now is probably the best time for me to bring things back to normal, back to current time. We're going to go to the most exciting and just let you kind of get familiar with the paint jobs. There's Lonnie Jameson. In our picture-in-picture, I think today what we'll do is we will put the leader in that little window. So we'll follow the leader all race long in that picture-in-picture, and I will try to stay with what the best racing is going on during the race. And we might at some point even go picture-in-picture with the in-car and the TV camera. Let's go ahead and say hello to the guys. We've held out on them long enough.
There you go. That's a good word.
Not holding a straight line-itis.
Hello, 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 patron team. Hey, you guys, I am really pumped for this race. We have a huge crowd. This is one of the best turnouts we've had for a patron race yet. I really appreciate that. And after running last week's practice race, I can tell you this is one of those great combinations. Great car, great track combination. Like, they are built to do this. And we had a great race last week, so I'm hoping the same for this week. So I just wanted to welcome you all. Wish you all the best of luck. And we're about 5 minutes away from qualifying. I will go radio silent during qualifying, but come back to the race time, I will be calling the action. So be prepared, because I might be talking about you while you're racing. Best of luck with that. A little added pressure for the fun of it. Anybody else?
On now.
I was just taking people through the leaderboard. Morano Jr. with that 16.2 looking strong. David Payne. I wasn't expecting to see David Payne jump out P2, but sure enough, there he is. David, bring on the Payne. P2 with the 116.6. And then Phil. Phil, don't you count me out yet, Scrutton. With the 116.641 sitting in third place.
Oh, shit.
I didn't want to pass you, Lonnie.
I would like my new nickname to be Nicknames. I love giving people random, spontaneous, meaningless nicknames. One of my favorites. There's a mirror. I only wear purple when I race Assad. And
I'm wearing my Simpit colors.
yes, you are, with the Simpit logo. Speaking of Simpit logos, there's Andrew. I've never been here before, but I'm coming for the win white.
Oh, gosh. As I die going into turn 1.
See, that's the beauty of this race, is just having fun, too. It's competitive on one hand, and it's all about fun. You know, maybe with just a few minutes in practice, let's go out on track. Let's do something that not all broadcasts have the ability to do. Let's go ahead and just real quick go out and take a quick look at Oran Park. I'm not going to go too fast. I'm going to try to stay out of the way of the other guys for the most part. But let's just go ahead and take a look.
Sean's on track.
I'm on track.
Where is he?
I'm going off pit lane right now. Yeah.
I'm coming up the front straight now.
Uh-oh. Here we go. All right, so this corner here is very slow. In the practice race, we saw a lot of contact there. We come onto the performance tire bridge into another fairly sharp right-hander. A little deceiving, this corner, as far as speed. It is a longer corner. You see guys going off track there all race long. This is the corner in question. Do you downshift? You don't. Some do, some don't. I find myself dropping second gear trying to get a good run up the hill. And then it's all about timing for this right-hander here. You got to kind of just sling the car in there and catch it, setting up this chicane, which getting front traction is difficult. And this is a high-speed section here, setting up a little bit of a brake and a hard acceleration off that left-hander into the full-speed hang-on-for-dear-life chicane. Get it right, no problem. Get it wrong, you're in the dirt. And then the very difficult final corner. How much do you brake for an uphill left turn? Don't want to downshift like that, or you're going to kick the rear end out. And there, we'll see it on the next time by, is the very difficult pit lane entry. Who knows if they're going to need fuel? They might not. No one knows. We make them figure that out on the fly. Part of the fun. Turn 1. Full speed in, but when do you brake? You got to brake for the super duper slow turn 2. And if you do it too much, someone's going to run you over. Back under the performance tires bridge again. And into that right-hander that it's deceiving.
Like Brandon.
You got to set it up, but if you do it wrong, you're going to be off the track. And setting up the right-hander up the hill under the bridge.
I held my line.
I drop
there,
second,
Carl.
some don't. Gives me a little more slingshot of the rear end. We see Arjan Kremer right behind me. All about timing here. A little bit of drift, a little bit of go, a little bit of catch. Looking for that traction through the chicane so we can get on the gas. And just a little scrub of the brakes, setting up this clip it. You got to cut that corner just a little, get back on the gas. There's Andrew White. Oh, and we hit him. We hit him. Now we need to go to the pit. And we're going to go into this fast left-hander up the corner. And this, oh, geez. That had to have been Phil. there can be only one.
Oh, you should watch my replay for that one, Sean. There was no...
Wow, that literally... I gotta watch the replay of my stream because that literally scared the shit out of me. Forgive my language, but I'm a little shocked right now. And that takes you through a lap here at Oran Park in the Mazda. Very, very fun combination. These guys should have a pretty good race.
Sean, I'm sorry.
Oh, that was funny. That was funny. I was going to show how difficult pit lane entry is, but...
Oh, you got put back in the
So now we go qualifying. I will go radio silent during qualifying so that you guys don't have to be distracted there. But during the race, I'll be back live. So I'm going to mute my mic and sit here talking to the crowd while we wait for you guys to get qualifying all done.
Good luck, guys.
Yep, good luck, everybody.
I'll go.
Yep.
Good luck, guys.
All right, so now we just kind of tune out just a little bit because we can't actually see them race. Qualifying is private for the sake of all the contestants being able to get their runs in clean. So right now, all we're going to do is just sit here kind of and wait. I'm going to get both of my cameras ready to go. Here, I'm just going to make sure I have both cameras doing what I want for the event. So when we get ready to go into grid, we will make sure we put this on the leader. So our picture-in-picture will be on the leader. And then I will try to stay with the racing action on the main big screen. And at some point when I need a little bit of a break for my voice, it is a 45-minute timed race, we'll probably go picture-in-picture with somebody running in a good battle and give you an in-car with a TV camera view. So while I kill time, again, we have 9 minutes left in qualifying. We'll be able to check in on the leaderboard in just a moment, but let me show you. I don't have, so right now I'm kind of finishing up, so I can use Kevin's trophy as an example. So this here is Kevin's trophy from January. We did 2 races in January. So here is Kevin's trophy from January. And then can I get come on. I can't get it off the printer. Anyway, and then I also have most of Wayne. I have Wayne's trophy all ready to go. I just have to finish assembly. But we did Zolder. So here it is in pieces. Sorry, Wayne. Anyway, I'm going to finish these up. In addition to that, we're going to have a trophy for today's event that represents the Mazda MX-5 at Oran Park. And it'll look just like those trophies. So we're going to get those finished up this weekend as well. A lot of big tasks, a lot of good things going on here. So while I have another minute to kill, there is still 7 minutes. Or no. Yeah, 7 minutes left. Again, we're here for the Simpit Patron Appreciation Race. Our patron program is a program where people help support the Simpit show. The Simpit doesn't make much money. We barely make enough money to keep the lights on here, let alone do things like upgrade a monitor or something if we needed to, or a computer, or any of that kind of stuff. Or sometimes the DIY projects actually have costs. You want to go buy all the parts to make a DIY wheel, you still end up spending $100, a couple $100. So with the patron team, that gives us the freedom to make those upgrades and buy those components that are needed and things like that. So without that support, I don't think the Simpit would be quite as cool a show as it is. Looking at our schedule and our plan for 2021, we're looking at probably the best year ever for the Simpit as far as production and cool content, with a really good balance of types of content. Anyway, it's all because of that patron group. So this is the Patron Appreciation Race. Why do I make those trophies and give them out on a monthly basis to this group? Because this is the least I can do to thank them for that support, for letting the Simpit be better than it would be without them. So I thank them immensely. It's just amazing. And then behind, that is where it all started. And from there it expanded into our Discord channel and our larger Simpit community. And a lot of that has been from just the help. Those guys, not only do they help support the show on a financial level through that patron program, but a lot of the ideas we get, a lot of the support we get, the people we get to race with are from the same group as well. So it all does mean a whole lot to me. And it is the point and the purpose of me doing this broadcast. Yes, I'd love to race with these guys, by the way. I would love to be out there racing with them right now. But I do that with them in a great many different settings on a weekly basis. Today, it is about them. So the only reason I'm talking, the only reason I'm here is to give them the praise they deserve in terms of what they mean to me. So that is why we're here. Anyway, we are 5 minutes into our 10-minute qualifying. Let's see how many people have turned laps. Let's look at the results and see what's going on here. It looks like 17 drivers have posted times. 5 have not. I do suspect that Phil Scrutton will qualify. I can't imagine he's planning on starting at the back of the grid. He's just taking his time, perhaps. Right now in qualifying, Morano Jr. has done a 16.651 sitting P1. Wayne won the last race, by the way. That trophy that is at Zandvoort. Zolder. Wayne Roberts just won at Zolder a couple of weeks ago. Sitting P2 with the 116.784. Amir Assad was not looking that strong in practice, but all of a sudden has jumped up to a 117.165. Now, guys who are looking really strong in practice but didn't necessarily back it up in qualifying, Tom Dudek has dropped back to P7 with a 117.3. So we're going to want to keep our eyes on Tom Dudek and expect him to look for him to try to make up ground. David Payne ran a 117.5, sitting P9. He was sitting P2 in practice. In qualifying, back to P9. And Phil Scrutton, I believe he's only turned one lap, if I'm not mistaken, with a 116.943. Right now, P11. I expect to see him do better than that. Caleb, you screwed up, but look at you. You're sitting P4. Oh, Phil Scrutton goes number 1. 116.633. Wow, look at that. I expected a big shake up there. Phil has been putting in the work, and he's very fast in these Mazdas for this race. And then the practice race, outside of a small mistake, he would have had a better finish. He was looking like one of the big contenders. Hey, Dennis, how you doing?
Sucks, Bill.
I heard that. What? I was sitting here waiting to see where Phil ended up on the board. I couldn't imagine he was going to start at the back. So with that 116.633. Phil Scruton goes P1. Anthony Morano Jr., last week's winner in the practice race, sitting P2, 116.651. And Wayne Roberts, last month's winner, sitting P3 with a 116.784. Amir Saad, Caleb McLeod, Randall White, Arjan Kremer, Tom Dudek, Alesh Mom, and David Payne are our top 10, with Daniel Clar, Wouter Van Morik, David Blair, Andrew White, Lonnie Jameson, Kenneth Estep, Brandon Carl, Ola Sarnquist, Brian Ostrike, Tyson Landis, and William Bucho Martinez rounding out our grid. Sean Cole will not be gridding. He is just there to make the grid delayed by an extra 2 minutes. That's the whole point. Give you guys a little moment to give you 2 minutes to breathe. I suggest that app for your phone called Calm.
Hey, Sean, I need a favor.
Yeah, what's up?
Okay, I really can't hear anything going on in the game, so I'm going to have my girlfriend sign in to be my crew chief so she can yell across the room to me, be a spotter.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Sean.
Is that all you needed, was an okay, Tony? I have no problem with
just
that.
Okay, I know this is, we're here for a reason, but I kind of need to spot her, and she got home in time, so I'll figure out, I would tell you about it. You let her do it before for me.
Okay, yeah, I have no problem with people's having their own spotters. That's fun. It's getting serious. No, I'm kidding.
There's a little bit of anger in that quality lap because my game crashed on me.
That was...
Glad you're back, Phil.
I'm not behind you, Phil.
Yeah.
Although I did get a 116.8 with a 1x. So.
Hey, Sean.
Yes, sir.
Well, at least I'm not your break.
Are we running on the Legacy Phoenix next week?
A-list. Sorry, buddy.
I don't know.
You can look at the schedule there, buddy.
If it's the road course, yes.
I-
Because the new Phoenix doesn't have a road course.
Not if it's the Legends card.
Man,
What are you thinking about next week?
I was just gonna say I would so worry about this week, not next week, right now. But that's me.
I live my life in watermelon at a time.
And there you go. There you go.
You gotta be more like 30-second Tom. Come on, man. 10-second Tom.
I live my life 1.62 miles, 12 turns at a time.
That's supposed to be a Laguna Seca reference?
No, it was an Oran Park reference.
Good luck, everybody.
Okay, so on our top screen, we are going to go to most exciting. We are going to make sure it's current. And we're going to hit
Won't the
spacebar.
camera always be on me then?
If you're most exciting, it will. All right, over here, we're going to make sure we're current.
It's
And
never on
we're
me.
going to leave it right where it
Well, it's
is.
gonna be on me because I'm gonna die in a fiery crash like every other
On
lap.
me, or where'd that come from?
That's
Good
exciting.
job, bud.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, a minute and a half. Looks like we were running a pace car lap. All right, last words of wisdom.
Good
Last.
job, Phil.
All right, everybody. I know there's a lot on the line with the very important Simpit trophy, and at the same time, this is about camaraderie and fun. So if something happens, come on, you know it probably wasn't on purpose. Keep it clean, keep it easy, but of course, as always, race hard. You know I want you to race hard. Just be fair and be gentlemanly about that. And again, the main thing I said on the stream about 10 times, just so you guys hear it, I really, really thank you guys for being part of the Simpit patron team. We just got a widescreen monitor, which I didn't think we'd be able to do here. And we got it for our backup rig when we're doing reviews. And it would not be without your guys' support. So, like I said, I always put it right back in the show. Thank you so much for being part of it. And it goes more than just that support. You know I love racing with you guys. I wish I could be out there with you now, but it's all about you. So I'm going to sit here in the booth. Good luck. Have fun.
Hey, Lonnie and Brandon, I've
Behind me.
been waiting for our numbers to line up. They just did.
All right, so I believe
677. There you go.
everything should look and sound good on the stream. And we are 15 seconds away from rolling out as soon as the game figures out.
I got both of you behind me.
I got everybody behind me.
No pressure. No pressure, Phil.
Yeah, I got a little bit. Yep.
Well,
I got Verano beside me too.
how fast can I get from 11th to 2nd?
Uh-oh.
Pretty
All
fast
right.
to be taking out the first 8 people.
Phil Scrutton. You can see Phil Scrutton in that psychedelic green turtle car.
It's a meme machine.
Phil Scrutton is a former patron race winner. To his outside, Anthony Morano Jr. in black and orange. He's a previous patron winner. Sitting in third place, Wayne Roberts, a previous patron winner, and the pace car pulls in. And the green flag is out, and Phil Scrutton takes him down to turn 1. He gets a little advantage and gets across the bow of Morano. Morano looks right to the inside, and we already have a battle for turn 1, P1. Morano with the inside edge. They both stay in their lanes, and they both get... Oh, but there is contact. I see Amir Assad and Brian Ostrike together, and both going off track. Still side by side. Up front, you've got Phil Scrutton out of the inside, Morano Jr. to the outside as they charge through turn 2 side by side. And still together, they go into that right-hander and up the hill towards the bridge. Things get slippery, they get slidey, and they get narrow here as we go up the hill under the bridge and make that right-hander. Scrutton gets a little advantage, keeps it tight, leaves plenty of room for Morano, and still side by side. Finally, Morano falls back to P2 as they go through the high speed. Morano gets a better line, looks back to the inside as they crest this hill. With now Morano on the inside, Scrutton to the outside, side by side. They continue. Wayne Roberts looks like that's him holding on to P3. Scrutton gets the advantage through the high-speed chicane. Or the lower speed chicane, I should say. No, that was the high speed, and through that very difficult. You're going to see these guys as they push, getting closer and closer to that wall, and one touch of that wall will be pretty much the end of that run. Phil Scrutton leads lap 1. What an exciting lap 1. I see a position change there. P3. Let's go quickly through the field. Morano Jr. in third. Little tap. Oh, Morano gets into the back of Scrutton under braking. Scrutton goes off right. Morano inherits the lead there. And Kayla McLeod was the one who had made a pass on Wayne Roberts, taking over third, but now into second.
Whoa, what's going on?
Morano Jr. in the lead, McLeod in second, Roberts
I'm really sorry.
in third. So I hear an apology. It sounds like Morano Jr. put himself in a bad braking position, and that is what ran him just a little deep. And apology accepted by Scrutton. Thank you guys for your class act out there. With that, unfortunately for Scrutton, that puts him back in the grid, and Morano inheriting the lead. But he's not all alone by any means, because you've got Wayne Roberts sitting in third, Kayla McLeod in second, Morano Jr. now going to, off into the grass, sideways. He kicks off that car, and McLeod gets a good run on the outside. Wayne Roberts trying to follow him, but not much draft in these little cars. McLeod keeps that run into P1 at the line. Morano Jr. gets speed underway again and cannot make it side by side. So Kayla McLeod now, he goes wide. That braking, it's so hard to judge the braking in that turn 1-2 section, and he goes wide. We've seen a lot of guys do it. That's kind of what led to the braking moment for Morano Jr., something similar to that. So now it's Morano, Roberts, and Randall White, another patron race winner, sitting P3, with Tom Dudek up to 4th. I think he started back in 7th or 9th, and he's all the way up to 4th position at this point in time. McLeod recovered things nicely. Good job of gathering that car up, as he is now back P5, I believe, with David Bring On The Pain. Poor David, I've called him that since I met him. David Bring On The Pain in the Ubisoft Toronto car.
Nobody did this fucking chicane.
Sitting now P5, and it sounds like something going on in the back. You guys might have seen it in the most exciting view up there. I'm watching this battle right here between David Payne and Kayla McLeod. Good fight between these two guys for, I believe, what will be 5th position here at the line. And at the line, it looks like, indeed, David Payne running 6th. So that is a battle for 5th with Kayla McLeod leading for a blink of an eye, running off the track and recovering, though, and maintaining P5. Dudek in the hunt up to P4, right on the back of Randall White. And these two are not too far back away, and Roberts very much in contention. And Morano, you can see he's got a nice wrinkle on the front of that car. And it won't affect him much, but I'm sure it isn't helping things either as he goes up the hill under the crisscross bridge. This is where we have that crisscross. You go over the track actually going perpendicular the other way here at Oran Park. Something you don't see a lot at a lot of racetracks. Really cool.
By contractual obligation, you have to listen to crisscross when going over it.
Make you jump.
Muted. Sorry, Ronnie.
Make you jump. So at this point,
Rack.
Morano trying to stretch his legs. Maybe a little bit of a gap, but it's just a few car lengths back to Wayne Roberts at this point. P4, Randall White. P3, Randall White, P4. Tom Dudek and Caleb McLeod back in the hunt. Closed up the distance to Dudek as you see them all getting closer and closer to the English version of the Wall of Champions here at Oran Park, where somebody either has already or will hit that wall. It's sort of like other sayings like motorcycle rating. But
Repeatedly.
our top 6 have kind of created a little bit of a gap. Anybody in that top 6 at this point looks like they have a shot at the win. Phil Scruton is up to 7th place after that incident. And a little bit of a ways back. Let's try to measure distance between Phil
I was about to compliment you, Brian.
and David Payne. David entering that bridge right now. And Phil Scruton in there. I would say he's about 7 seconds back. Let's look at the results. That'll answer it for us. It turns out it's about 9 seconds back. That's Andrew White just behind Phil Scruton in that blue and black car. I had a little incident with Andrew White in my little 2-lap outing. In fact, I had an incident with both of these gentlemen in my 2-lap experience of this track today. Sitting P9, Lonnie Jameson in the Mountain Dew car, and right behind him is Wouter Van Morik in the orange, the Dutch colors, the 668, orange and white car. Amir Assad had an incident early on. You see some scratches all over that car. Currently running P11. We'll see if that standing holds up here at the line. They cross the line, and sure enough, yep, still P11, as he's right on the back of Woot. In fact, he's making a move for Woot, trying to look for a top 10 position here, and he backs down, just kind of making Woot nervous. Oh, and it looks like a little incident there, and a lot of damage on that Mountain Dew car. I'm not sure. Again, it's really easy for people to over-brake or find themselves in trouble in braking, and it was Lonnie Jameson, in that 55 car who had that moment. And, my view shows that car should not be running, so ignore me, Lonnie, but it looks like your left rear tire is no longer on the ground and spinning. But I'm sure that's just a graphical thing, because it sure seems... Yeah, up there it's spinning again. All right, it just needed to kick back down. The coil must have been locked up, but he seemed to have knocked it back into place. Brian Ostrike sitting in 13th place, right on the heels of Lonnie. You can see how tight and how everybody ends up in a battle of their own at this fantastic car-track combo. There's Kenneth Estep. I like to call him Dub. Dubstep Ken, sitting P14. And there's Daniel Clark and the Mod Space 50. That is a cool paint job Daniel Clark brought to this race. I like that one a lot. That gray, and blue car. I am so easily... Oh, David Blair! Danger! Dave Blair! Not, the guy, for the first time in years, he's not got his full colors on him. Shows up in all yellow, and what do you know? The car is Kermunch.
I saw that.
Arjan Kremer, car number 1, running P17. And, Alesh Mom, that bumper, he looks like he's been in a drift competition, because that front bumper is just barely hanging on.
Someone hit me from behind, I don't know who.
I know Alesh is running in VR. My wonder is, can he see that bumper flapping up into his view periodically? It looks like it would be. There's Brandon Carl with a waifu? Waifu.
Oh, Mulcahy is showing up.
In the waifu. He smashed her on one side. She looks good on the other. Ola Sarnquist out there in the all-black running P20, just turning some laps at this point. And that takes us back to our leader, Anthony Morano Jr., leading the race. That margin between him And Wayne Roberts has grown just a little bit, 1.5 seconds. So he's got himself a little bit of distance at this point. Wayne Roberts still sees Randall White and Tom Dudek right in his mirror. So the race for second is very much on. Caleb McLeod still in 5th place, hanging with this group. And our top 5 have kind of stuck together a bit.
Late apex.
And something happened. Who was it who was running? David Payne, I believe, is running P6. And must have had a moment. Because here comes Phil Scrutton back up to P6. Telling you how he's doing it. Showing you. Saying to you, right, but who's running behind? It's Andrew White. He's just giving driving lessons to Andrew White mid-race.
Accelerate at the apex. Keep your foot to the floor.
Let's go ahead and go in car with Phil Scrutton.
Turn left. Apex, accelerate out. Cut your corner here.
Slow down for David Payne.
Down to 3rd. Ride your apex, accelerate out.
Here we go. 1 lap with Phil Scrutton, picture in picture. Tommy from the Bronx, thank you so much, buddy. Thank you. That's awesome. Much appreciated. Very, very much appreciated. We ride along with Phil Scrutton running P6. Was P1 in qualifying. Had a moment between him and Morano. And that knocked him back, but he's been clawing his way. And running a very strong P6 right now. And we do still have the possibility of guys needing to run to pit lane. I have no idea. No idea. I guess there was a slight change in fuel load for the race.
Yeah, sorry, man.
And we'll see if they can make it the distance or not. You might see some guys waste fuel and need to run to pit lane.
Like, I took a lot of damage early on from David and someone else. And so whenever I got up next to you, it wasn't going any faster. As soon as we got there and turn, I couldn't pass it.
Yeah, sorry.
That's alright. That's alright.
Yeah, Daniel, go back and look at that.
And there you go. Full lap at Oran Park with Phil Scrutton. Now we go back to most exciting.
I was bouncing off somebody else into you.
Oh, I'm not necessarily saying you did it on purpose. All I saw was the yellow.
Yeah.
That was it. That's all I saw.
Sorry.
That's alright.
What happened?
Oh, I see yellow now.
Hey.
Back with our leader, Anthony Morano Jr. I call him Batman, because where does he get those toys? I don't know. He's always the guy. One of the better racers, one of the stronger, faster racers on a consistent level. Anthony Morano Jr. stretching his legs a little bit. He sort of inherited the league by an unfortunate incident, but he has been able to show his strength now. Despite that nose damage, he's got that car really well under control and setting a pretty good pace. Last time by, he was a 17.3, which isn't setting the world on fire, but it really is forcing other guys to push it in that turn 1-2 combination if they're going to make any gain. 17 one time, that time by. Looking back to Wayne Roberts, 17-1 for him as well. Again, you want to make the gain? It's right here. You're going to have to take some chances, but you put one wheel off, and it's going to change your race. Wayne Roberts looking good. P2 just doing everything to stay with Morano. And note, there's plenty of time left. There's about 29 minutes left in this race. You see Morano, a little lock up there. Those are the kind of mistakes that Wayne Roberts is looking for. Every puff of smoke. There's another one. Let's wonder if those are the same puffs of smoke as what we're seeing as what's going on. No, that is not always one-to-one. Just like that incident with the Lonnie Jameson wheel being sucked up into the car. Obviously, the car was not having any kind of problem. Randall White running P3 and Tom Dudek running P4. I hope we got that on most exciting. I'm not sure. Let's make sure that
Oh man, my car's killed now. Why?
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
sorry, Brandon. I was trying to stay out of your way.
I gathered that by the sound of that
Oh,
crash.
no, I
Didn't that was loud.
I murdered you, Dan. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I
Oh,
charged that corner and didn't think you were going to be there, and I just overdrove it.
I think now would also be a good time. Let's go in car with Tom Dudek as he is in hot pursuit of Randall White.
Rookie Mazda, I think the hell out of this race right now. With a good 14 incidents.
My counter's easily in the 20 by now.
I'm at 5.
Somebody's mirror's in the road over here.
That's mine.
I'm here.
My front fender's probably in turn 1 right now. Or still in Dan's ass.
My pride is still in.
I think it's still up there.
It's itchy.
It's itchy.
Sorry, Arjun, I misshifted.
Well, that's an interesting
problem.
race, Margola.
Oh, we lost the viral.
Yeah, he was parked off the side of the bridge going up the hill.
Oh, Lonnie.
Hey man, I'm starting to get a hang of this track now.
You can see Morano Jr. in the lead, not too far up. Just at the, not even at the end of this straightaway yet. You'll see him entering turn 1 just up ahead.
Same.
Tell you what though, this MX Quad's a tank. I hit the wall, almost flipped, and I killed somebody. I'm still driving 117.
And you see Wayne Roberts in that red car running P2.
Right? Wait up for me, David.
And we are right on the rear of Randall White.
Well, I'm sure I will accidentally at some point.
He likes to get the grass on that corner, Amir. I just have to keep a few seconds in front of David, that way I don't end up as his brake again.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's run through the grid real quick, get everybody a little bit of camera time. And looking up front, we got Anthony Morano Jr. coming to the line. It'll be good to let things get to the line before we start a rotation. There's that mirror on the ground. Too bad a safety crew member can't get it. Too many cars on track. Morano Jr. leading the way. P1, 116.975 last time by. Currently running P2. Whoop, the other way. There we go. Wayne Roberts. Wayne Roberts running P2, 117.170. So lost 0.2 there. And Randall White still sitting in P3. So this top 3, top 4, in fact, including Tom Dudek and Kayla McLeod. That has been our top 5 since everything kind of sorted themselves out in the beginning. We had a few changes of position. A few guys go from the front to the rear or front to a back position, like Phil Scruton, who's working his way up, and Kayla McLeod, also briefly in the lead of the race. Had a moment and back up to P5. We look back to that P6 spot. There is Phil Scruton. Phil sideways Scruton with the psychedelic turtle.
Take that booty.
The 420 car. What could all that mean? I don't know, but there he is. And David Payne.
Doing 180.
Now running P7. Looking good in that Ubisoft Toronto car. Amir Assad currently P8. And P9 would be Brian Ostrike.
I think like lap 2 or 3.
Around in our top 10 is Lonnie Jameson. That car looks like it's doing pretty well now after earlier incidents. But fighting for that 10th spot is Tyson Landis, currently in 11th. I think Tyson started all the way at the back, and now he is up to P11. And at times closing right up onto the bumper of Lonnie Jameson in that Mountain Dew 55 car. So this battle for 10th rages on, and not too far out of it. So P12, and right on the heels of that battle is Andrew White in the number 12 car.
All kinds of flights.
Followed by Wouter Van Morik in 13th.
Kenneth
Kenneth Estep in 14th. 15th place is currently Arjan Kremer. And the beat-up car of David Blair hanging on to 16th.
All I saw was smoke.
Brandon Carl in 17th. And I believe Daniel Clark will be in 18th at the line if things look right. No, we missed an 18th car somewhere through the cycle of the pit, or going down pit lane and cycling. Anyway, all right, let's go back to the front again with Anthony Morano Jr. The gap at this point, 1.7 seconds, so things have been fairly consistent between those two, and it seems they're just kind of matching each other's times. And I got to tell you, so kill a little bit of time here telling you the way this race plays out, because I've been in Wayne Roberts' position with Anthony Morano Jr. running in front. This is exactly how it played out for me last week. And I can tell you, Morano...
Am I safe, Andrew?
Yeah.
Oh, I was muted, and there's no reason for me to mute this secret story. I'm going to tell a little secret to the crowd, and everybody needs to hear me. So, last week, I was in Wayne Roberts' shoes, sitting P2 with Morano Jr. in the lead, and I found myself able to match his lap times, but I knew he was faster. All of a sudden, I thought, wait, this guy's toying with me. He's saving tires. But then I'd see him make a mistake, and I'd start to gain a little time, and then I'd watch and know that he buckled down and pushed a little hard to get that gap right where he was keeping me, playing with me like a mouse. And then, in the end, he was just saving tires. So the harder I pushed, the more difficult I made my task. And Anthony Morano Jr., very clever at tire management at race pace when he has a lead like this. Really good at protecting that lead. But Wayne Roberts has really stayed with him every stretch of the way. 1.8 last time by, and this time it's 1.7. So again, matching those lap times identically between the two. And this is probably the biggest gap we've seen between second and third. So Tom Dudek in third place, not really to the point of striking distance on Wayne Roberts at this point in time. In fact, that's a change of position, forgive me there. Tom Dudek now in third. He has taken that spot from Randall White. We missed that pass. You might have seen it in Most Exciting, and I had missed it, but there's Randall White now dropping back to fourth. Caleb McLeod in fifth, and just right there. So, top five, again, the top five have really been sorted. Well, no, I guess they are continuing to jumble up the order as we speak. Phil Stratton in sixth, trying very hard to get back to these guys, but it's a tall order. He's a little bit back, 17 seconds back of the lead and about 9-10 seconds back of P5, but he's not done yet. He is flying. You can see he's not too long ago, it was cars on his tail, and nobody's been able to hang with Phil, so he's got a sizable gap at this point. David Payne doing his best, hanging on in seventh. And let's go ahead and look for a good battle on track at this point and see what's going on. We have
Lonnie off my butt.
a Lonnie off the butt. Let's find this battle. There it is. There it is. Kenneth Estep with a whole mirror full of Lonnie Jameson in that Green Mountain Dew car. And it's been like this for a little while. You can hear Ken. He's had enough of it, but what are you going to do? Lonnie is running strong. Ken running strong. They've been running pretty similar lap times, it looks like, as well.
He got me there.
So, coming off that big final corner. Lonnie gets a run, gets the inside. Ken gave way, really. He could have forced him to the outside and made this a big challenge, but he gave him the inside, and that should give him the nose ahead into the corner.
I have no top speed.
And was that that was close. I swear. I don't know if you could have put a piece of paper between those two cars. I thought we were about to see two cars in the grass, but somehow, some way, they didn't touch. But Lonnie Jameson gets that position and should be now scored, I believe, P12 when things finally rotate around.
Gotta get there first.
And let's see. Let's look for some other battles out there. Ooh, I think Wayne might be gaining time on Morano. I think I gave a motivational speech there, but it is down to a 1.4 second difference between these two. Let's see what kind of reaction we get out of Morano. We now have Wayne Roberts like literally almost into the same frame on our camera. And this is getting down to business. We are about 20 minutes left in the race. It's a 45-minute timed race. The fuel was the big question mark the big strategic, and we were pretty sure everyone could make it, but it wasn't
I'm only getting 3
definitive.
gallons.
We all started with 100% fuel on this one.
Okay, so fuel should
We had
not
like
be
an
an
hour
issue.
and 15 minutes, hour and 20 minutes of fuel.
It was-
Loads of fuel.
It was the big fuel bluff.
You gave us fake news, Sean.
I guess so. Hey, Chris Stoney, how you doing? What's up? Wayne Roberts making more ground from my camera. We'll see what it looks like on the clock. From my eyes, it looks like yes, it's down to a 1.0 second advantage. And the gap to Tom Dudek is about 5 seconds. So those two have kind of separated themselves, but that podium position very, very much at stake with Tom Dudek running in third, Randall White in fourth, and Kayla McCrowd in fifth. And actually, we have a pretty good battle for fourth going on. So why don't we... Oh, it's about to be a good battle for the lead. Right now, we have a good battle for fourth. Kayla McCloud. It looks like Randall White was running quicker. I'm not sure if he got some damage on that car. Maybe he overheated his tires, but he was running strong. It looks like everybody's kind of closing up on him, and then Randall's kind of just not holding them off. I'm not sure if he's just not feeling racy today or if something's wrong with that car. But yeah, Randall kind of going backwards through the grid at this point. And Caleb trying to close up onto the gap. And let's go back up front, though, because I think soon enough we are going to see a battle for the lead. Wayne Roberts, here he comes. Last time by, it was a full second. And this time, it's almost half as much. Well, 0.680, the difference between first and second. He's definitely to the point now where he can get a little tiny draft off these baby little Mazdas. They don't put a lot of draft out there, but it's enough to really put him in hot pursuit mode. Wayne Roberts, P2 in that Coca-Cola red number 47 car, getting closer and closer to Morano Jr. Morano has, I wonder if this is just a case of that front nose damage. Let's try to get a good shot of the nose of Morano's car. Because what you'll find, and let's go to one of those unrealistic cameras. Whoop, the other way. Can't do this in real life, but we can in sim. We're going to go to the rear chase, and if you see that nose damage on the 323 machine, has been leading ever since that incident. Started P2 in the race. And I wonder if that just... Oh, Wayne Roberts going off into the dirt. It looked dangerous, but it didn't look like he lost much time as they come into the final uphill left-hander. I wonder if that nose damage is causing just a little bit of ill handling on the front two wheels of this car. Might even be causing a little bit of excessive temperature in the tires, making it hard for Morano to push as hard as he needs to as Wayne Roberts is in hot pursuit. Looks like they had a pretty equal lap that time by. And in fact, it was Morano Jr. who gained 0.2 there. But we did see that off track by Wayne Roberts. So maybe he lost just a little bit more time than we thought. And I think I need to take a swig of coffee. So real quick, why don't we go in the car with Wayne Roberts as he is in a battle for the lead at this point in pursuit of Tony Morano Jr.
And Sean, they can get pretty close to those cameras with drones now.
That is true. That is true. There it is.
Hi, Amir.
Hey, buddy.
Sorry about turn one.
Oh, it's okay. I just need a new booty hole after this.
Yeah.
So do I.
Yeah. Thanks, Thomas, for the first lap.
I'd ask on the 77 to thank me too. Say what?
1:17.1 last time by for Wayne Roberts. 14 minutes left in the race.
Slow down, Phil.
I got Wooder trying to catch up.
I don't know what is wrong with my car, but it won't even top out 4th gear on the long straight.
Your car's all beat up. Dave, your car's a mess.
How's my trunk look?
Listen, Dave. I'm going to get y'all a shot of Dave. We got...
Well, that explains it. It doesn't look messed up from the inside.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised that's... Your front bumper's dragging on the ground.
Yeah, because I used to be able to hit 5th gear. Now I can't.
Oh,
Wait,
here we go.
Go to 5th gear, it's just it probably wouldn't do you any good.
Right.
Whoops. All right, now that battle for the lead is really starting to heat up. Wayne Roberts, we are picture in picture in the little one with Wayne Roberts in pursuit of Tony Morano. On our main camera, we are watching Morano Jr. as he comes off that uphill left-hander, past pit lane, past the start-finish line, and down the front stretch. I believe that was Dave Danger Blair we saw go on to pit lane to fix that that massively damaged car. Through turn 1, most likely area to make your own forced air there through that 1-2 corner. And I guess this would be turn 3 for the right-hander. And if you miss this one, you can go off the track pretty easily too and make everything hard on yourself. But both of them get through there clean. Through the right-hander, up the hill and over the bridge, over the crisscross of the track. Make you jump, right, Brandon? And and through that drifty right-hander, I like to call it, into the slow of the 2 chicanes, desperately hoping for front-end traction and setting up this very fast section of the corner or the track with this left-hander over the hill, carrying a lot of speed, even running off it, but into the dirt is dangerous, and the high-speed chicane setting up that final uphill, very difficult uphill left-hander. It's hard to judge the speed. If you do too slow, you end up in the grass and almost down the hill. And if you go too fast, that wall of champions to the outside is really easy to find. Way too easy to find. And let's see here.
And it punishes you bad.
Yeah, it really does punish you bad. So 35 minutes, 10 minutes left, just a matter of laps. They're running 1:17, so some quick math. I think that's going to be about 7 laps perhaps left in this race, maybe 8. I will say that my machine does not seem to give the best timing. I don't always get the white flag on time, so
Thanks, Dave.
Yep.
hopefully one of our drivers out there will call out white flag so the announcer knows. That would be cool. But you never know. Anyway, Morano Jr. still leading. He has led since I think it was about the 3rd lap of that incident where he got into the back of Phil Scruton, sending him off the track and inheriting the lead. Phil Scruton did a good job of climbing. He was back, I believe, even outside of the top 10. And has worked his way back to 6th place. So as this battle heats up and you watch the pursuit drive by Wayne Roberts sitting in 2nd, we watch that interior cockpit view from what he sees in our picture-in-picture. Let me take you through the grid one more time. Wayne Roberts in 2nd. 3rd place is Tom Dudek. 4th place, Randall White. 5th place, Caleb McLeod. All 3 of those guys still pretty close with 7-8 minutes to go. Any one of them could still find themselves in a podium spot. And Phil Scruton, who has just been on the charge since that incident, still in 6th looking to decrease the difference, and it looks like he's made a little bit, maybe a full second improvement, but still a little ways back, and probably not going to be able to get into that top 5 unless those guys start getting really racy. In 7th place is David Payne. He's been hanging with Phil, and those two have been running good lap times, but kind of in no man's land, running all alone for a little while now. And Amir Saad in 8th, now having to battle a combination of Brian Ostrike in 9th place right behind, and Dave Danger Blair, who, so not so much position as much as look at that brand new shiny car and tires as he comes up on the battle for 8th position, but currently being scored in 16th. In 10th place is Andrew White in that number 12 car, looking good with the Simpit logos. Thank you, Andrew. And there is Wouter Van Morik in 11th. So we have a battle for that final top 10 position between Andrew White and Wouter Van Morik, with Arjan Kremer in 12th, Lonnie Jameson in 13th. Ken Estep hasn't really been able to hang with Lonnie since he got by, running in 14th. Brandon Carl in 15th. Daniel Clark being shown in 17th. Not sure where the 16th place car is. We'll have to figure that one out. Oh, Dave Blair, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And now we go back up front.
Dave fighting the leader's Blair.
Wayne Roberts still in pursuit of Tony Morano. He's closed up. Getting there is one thing. Getting around is a whole other. I'm going to put the other camera back on most exciting, so in case there's any action on the track that I miss out on, like the battle heating up between Amir Assad and Brian Ostrike. You see it. Oh, there they are side by side. Amir on the inside, Ostrike to the outside. Dave, New Tires Blair right behind him. Just kind of watching the battle. I think he's eating popcorn, drinking a soda, maybe having a macchiato as he sits there watching the show. We watch both these races going on side by side or picture in picture. The big picture, you see the battle continuing on. 38 minutes, 45 seconds into our 45-minute event. And the difference between these two has been pretty locked in for a while. And I wonder if Wayne's just kind of waiting. Going to stay right here, stay in view, hoping that Morano makes a very rare mistake and maybe that 1-2 complex, not this time by. Maybe he'll do it here in turn 3, where a little kiss of the curbing can send you wide, hop your car out into the dirt. Not this time by. Maybe he'll just swing wide. Nope, not there either. Morano looking very consistent. Wayne Roberts just looking for that opportunity, running still in second place. And I see in our picture-in-picture, is this 3 wide? Is this NASCAR style? Nope, they sorted back out. Amir Assad getting the advantage over Ostrike as they head into turn 2. Dave Blair still munching down on the popcorn, enjoying the show. As Ostrike looking left, looking right. Amir Assad defending to the inside. We saw this last time by. Same spot on the track. This time, Ostrike setting it up for a run off the corner. Not much of a straightaway. A little bit of touchy-touchy. I do see, I believe that was for the visually impaired there. Brian just making sure in case Amir did not see him. He is there looking down to the big screen. The battle for the lead continues on. And Wayne Roberts has closed up. Is he looking to make a move this time? Morano
oh, man, I can't control this.
protecting a good line. Oh, Ostrike getting a good wide run, using the run off the corner, getting by Amir Assad. And Amir looking to battle back to the inside as they go into that final corner with the better line there for Amir. And he takes that inside and takes the position back. Little back and forth between these two. And again, who's got the best camera angle of it? Dave Danger Blair. I would tune away and give us an interior shot of Dave Blair because it might be the best seat in the house right now. But I want to keep us picture in picture. I want to keep it so we keep the battle of the lead going on. We are just about 4 minutes to the end of the race. Morano Jr. not showing any signs of making any mistakes that are going to leave the door open. I don't think his is the faster car at this point. I think Wayne Roberts might have the faster car, but without a mistake, I don't know if that's enough of a difference in these little Mazdas as they come through to complete what will be lap number 30. 6 minutes left. My timer probably ignored the 2 minutes of grid. So that would be... All right, well, if anybody lets me know. So it's just a handful of laps any way you slice it. let's assume right now we're looking at about 5 minutes left in the race.
6 minutes on the money right now.
6 minutes on the money. Thank you. So that means at 47:30 on my clock. Thank you, guys. So at this point,
Don't mess up, Caleb.
the battle continues on, and it looks like getting back to that battle between Amir Assad and Brian Ostrike, it is going to rage on as well. What a great race. What a great day. Thank you all for watching. I want to thank, once again, as we get towards the end of this show, I do want to thank all of our Simpit patron team. Whether they're here at this race or not is secondary to me. I throw this race in their honor, and not everybody is capable of racing in it with us. But this group, they have changed what we can do here at the Simpit, and I really am appreciative of everything. And there they go, one more time. Amir knows how to protect that low line. Ostrike this time looking for the inside-outside to the outside version. And that doesn't pay off any better as Amir Assad, self-inflicted wound, and goes all the way around, and Brian Ostrike and Dave Blair go on by, and that battle for position, that battle for 8th place is now over, and now we focus all of our attention back to the lead. In fact, at this point, let's go ahead and go back to interior view.
Oh, dude, I'm barely holding on to this car, man. Like, after that last hit, this thing's really slippery.
So our best battle on the track at this point, undoubtedly, is the battle for lead. Wayne Roberts, half a car length back of Tony Morano Jr. as the time closes in. We've got about 4 minutes left in the race. Into the friction. You need that front end grip through this chicane. You do not want to go off the track through this high-speed left-hander. Got to cut it to the inside like a rally car driver. Do not go off wide or it'll be trouble. And into the high-speed chicane. Wayne Roberts closing up just a little bit, and it'll be a little bit of a break. How much break? The laps are ticking by. You got to take chances. How fast do you go? When do you get on the gas and not hit that wall? They both get through there clean as they complete lap number 32, 44 minutes of what will be a 47.5-minute race. So just a few more laps here to decide who will win this month's Simpit Patron Appreciation Trophy race under braking. Wayne Roberts gets all the way up to the bumper, maybe even had to push the car out wide to prevent contact there, and prevented that from happening, as he's going to just sit here waiting. Morano just not showing any signs of mistake as Wayne Roberts even goes off into the dirt. Didn't look like he lost any traction or time there as they set up this section here. This is a spot where a mistake can really ruin the whole next section. It's that drift through this corner, setting up a little bit of anything you can do to get traction on the front wheels through the slower speed chicane of the two. And the high-speed left. Here's where you can really start making a move. Take a chance there. Get on the gas, but it's dangerous. Through the chicane, you can't make a mistake here if you're trying to defend or catch somebody. And again, how much do you chance this final corner, which is, I would dare say, nearly impossible to get perfect. Wayne Roberts, as close as we've seen him at the line this time by 45 minutes, just about 2 minutes, just a hair over 2 minutes left. That should be two or three laps is my guess. As we see Wayne looking to the outside this time and not getting a line or a better run off the corner. Morano protecting turn 1, 2 very well that time by, making sure Wayne really wasn't going to have much opportunity. A little kiss of the curb there. Didn't seem to come back to haunt him. Too much of a jump there will be a problem. Let's go ahead and go back. Let's go ahead and reverse our cameras. Let's go ahead and give you TV camera in the big picture. And in the little one, we will go to the cockpit so you can watch this fight continue on. It's been one of the greatest fights we've seen in a long time. And both of these guys throwing everything they have at it. Completing another lap. Here they go. Morano Jr. in the lead. Wayne Roberts in second with only about a tenth of a second between them. Through the final corner, lap number 34, 46.5 minutes on the clock, 1 minute to go.
White flag.
White flag. Thank you. We are on the final lap as Wayne Roberts doing anything to make sure Morano Jr. knows it's on. I think that was the equivalent to flashing the headlights and just letting him know in the mirror. It's like, all right, buddy, it's go time. If you were ever going to expect me to look somewhere, it's now. As Morano takes a great line into that right-hander. Great line off the corner. Wayne Roberts right there. But the way the Mazda runs, even closing this gap when everyone's running perfect is difficult. It looks close, but it's amazing how hard it can be to close that gap. Morano Jr. under the bridge through the drifty section and into the lower speed chicane. Any off track would be critical now. Wayne Roberts probably overshot the entry and harmed a run here over the hill. And it looks like he is going as hard as he can, running on the ragged edge. Morano looking more like he's looking for a perfect line to secure the win. Wayne Roberts looking for the inside. Almost contact there. Morano carrying just enough speed and momentum. And it looks like Morano Jr. is going to be able to hold him off for the win in the Simpit Patron Appreciation Race. It's Morano Jr. winning the race. Two-time winner. Wayne Roberts giving him everything he had, but coming up just a little short. In third will be Tom Dudek. In fourth will be Randall White. In fifth place, it's Caleb McLeod, followed by Phil Scrutton. And sixth, here we go. It's this seventh place, David Payne coming on down. Brian Ostrike through the final corner in eighth after finally getting by Amir Assad. Dave Blair just running things out. Continuing to watch for the rest of the race, finishing in the 16th. There's Amir Assad after that incident, holding on to P9. Andrew White working his way up into P10. Great job, Andrew White. And Wouter Van Morik in 11th. But looking Arjan Kremer making a run to the line, trying to get 11th and gonna come up just short as well. So it is Wouter Van Morik finishing in 11th, Arjan Kremer in 12th, Lonnie Jameson in 13th, Kenneth Estep in 14th, Dave Blair was 16th, Dan Clark 17th. There's our 15th place of Brandon Carl. And there is our winner, Anthony Morano Jr., two-time winner. Usually after the race, I have to send a message to our winner to say, hey, what's your address so I can send you a trophy? I already have Anthony Morano Jr.'s address as he does some well-earned, well-deserved burnouts. You gotta wonder, you do have to wonder what would have happened if Phil Scrutton had been in the final heat. He was looking very strong in today's race, and it wasn't really one of those incidents you point a finger at as much as one of those incidents you hope don't occur. But Anthony Morano Jr. going on for the win, leading, I believe, 33 or so laps in the event. So really mostly untouchable. A few guys had their shots at it. You had Phil Scrutton in the beginning in the lead. You had Caleb McLeod finding himself in the lead. You had Randall White battling for the lead. And in the end, you had Wayne Roberts fighting all the way to the line with Morano. But despite all the charges of all those drivers, it was Anthony Morano going on for the win. So one more time, we'll give a big congratulations in our final finishing order. Morano Jr. winning the race, Wayne Roberts and Tom Dudek. That is our podium for the race with Randall White and Caleb McLeod in our top 5. Scrutton, Payne, Ostrike, Assad, and White are our top 10 with Van Morik, Kremer, Jameson, Estep, Carl, Blair, Clark, Mom, Landis, and Sarnquist rounding out our finishing order for the race. And Sean Cole and Buccio did not start the race. Anyway, what a fun race to sit here and call the action. I would have loved to have been out there racing because that looked like one for the storybook for everybody out there. A few incidents, most of them were racing related, and a few really, really great battles on track between some of these guys. And you heard some of it and you saw some of it, and I want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching. I want to thank all you guys for coming out and racing. It was really entertaining to watch, fun to call the action, and I want to congratulate Morano, Roberts, and Dudek on their podiums. And Tony, the trophy will be in the mail. You know my timeline. You've waited on a trophy from me. I'm working on it. I'm trying to be better.
You get it estimated August 2023.
Oh my god. So anyway, that was awesome. That was real good fun.
Maybe you can put that motion rig in the box with it.
Yeah, there was a lot of really good battles. It wasn't, I mean, it was like there were 3 or 4 or 5 good battles going on at any given moment in the race. It was really fun.
Yeah, I had fun racing with arguing.
I really had no idea my car was that messed up.
Hey, John Allen. Yeah, but you know it firsthand, John Allen. Thank you for tuning in, John Allen. John D. Allen is a real-life Mazda pro. He knows firsthand how awesome. I tell people, everyone always wants to race super duper fast cars, and I always tell people, if you want to watch or be involved in the best road racing on earth, it's the Mazdas. And I've gone to so many real-life global and various different Mazda races, and it is always a dogfight. That's the best way to describe a Mazda race. It's a dogfight. It's unlike any other kind of road racing. It's just, it's some of my favorite. I wish we could run a Mazda series all the time, but I've just not been able to convince everybody to join me in that.
I'd do it.
I do the road. I drive the shit out of that.
Yeah? Oh, we need a Mazda league. Mazda's the
We
best.
used to have the Mazda League, and it was a lot of fun.
It was the best. It's always the best. Because it's like too wide road racing. You just can't do that in many cars safely.
It's like racing in slow motion.
Yeah, once I started running GT with you guys, this is slow motion.
Yeah, but it makes it so that you can just like, you see the videos. So I'm sure you guys have seen the videos of guys racing Mazdas where they'll be side by side and one guy will literally reach over and turn the guy's mirror. Have you seen the? Because it's like, but that's what it's like. It's like you're right there. Yeah, you could just reach out and like open his door. Oh, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, you guys, that was really exciting. Thank you so much. Chris, I'm working on it. We're working on that every day. We're trimming the fat. So, all right, everybody watching here on YouTube, I will say it one more time, but I won't make it the long version because I haven't said it a few times over. But the real point of today's race, other than the great entertainment value that we put on, is that this is about the patron team, and that is the team that supports the Simpit. We have a huge community. Hang out on Discord. If you type in !Discord, we have a community that goes beyond that. So they are intermingled. But yes, today is all about the patron crew. And I just want to thank all of them one more time. Today I am putting a curved monitor on my motion rig, and that is only because of that support. I can tell you firsthand, there's no way that Samsung was going to send us one, and there's no way that we could have afforded one here at the show without the patron team. So that is proof in the pudding of what that support does for the show. So thank you all. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being part of the group. Thank you for being part of our community, and have a great rest of the weekend. I'll be back live tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. on Simpit Live on YouTube. That will be our GTE race. I'll be in the Porsche RSR at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. So that'll be tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. on the other channel, Simpit Live on YouTube. Anyway, once again, thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for racing. Thanks for entertaining me, everybody. Simpit Live. Simpit. The Simpit. This is the Simpit.
What is it?
The Simpit. We're the Simpit.
What is this?
I'm confused on which show I'm on all of a sudden. This is the Simpit. I'm Sean Cole. And we will see you on the track.